Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to be taking a look at a mod for the PlayStation 2 here. Now, before I had gotten this, I didn't really touch the PlayStation 2 all that much. These big ones are super loud. The fans in them were not the best ones, and obviously 20 years after they came out, they're not going to be working that well, in retrospect. So what I did is there's a guy on eBay who sells this kit. And basically what it is it's a 3D printed bracket and enclosure for a Noctua fan. So basically a silent fan mod for a fat PlayStation 2. And I gotta say, this particular mod, if you're a big PS2 player, definitely recommend getting this. It makes it so much more quiet. Because before I was just like, oh, I'd rather just play on my original Xbox, a lot of the same games and stuff like that. But with this, it is just a night and day difference in terms of quality. I don't have any footage of the original fan and how it sounded, but it sounded like a jet engine. So switching this out for this one has made it so I'm a lot happier with playing games on my PS2, basically. One thing to note though, if you're planning on getting this, because you do get this from a guy on eBay, I'll link to his page, so that way if you want to buy one of these you can. Also link to an install video, because that's not really what this is about, because getting it in is a little finicky, but I'll get into that in a little bit. If you plan on getting one of these, you need to make sure that your PS2 on the bottom has 8 screw ports, because I know that there were some that had 10, I believe, and those ones are incompatible because instead of having a third piece of plastic here where the fan would slot into, it was just a top piece of plastic and a bottom piece of plastic. So please make note of that if you plan on getting one of these. It needs to be the ones that have the 8 screw ports. Otherwise you're basically not going to be able to use it. But as far as getting it installed goes, it's a little bit more finicky than, say, doing like a mod for a Dreamcast fan mod or an original Xbox, because those were a lot simpler to take apart, I guess is the nice way of putting it. But for the PS2, they just used like a lot of ribbon cables and stuff like that. Like I'll show you on the front here. For the LEDs, those are attached by a ribbon cable. It's not like a piece that you can take out easily without getting to the board itself. As well as the controller and memory card ports, those are kind of just dangling on a ribbon cable. So when you're actually taking it apart, it's kind of finicky because there's stuff kind of just hanging around, and you have to like flip the board over to get to where the original fan plugged in. And even then, you gotta like remove all this shielding. You don't have to take it apart like 100%, but it's a lot more finicky than doing something for like the original Xbox or the GameCube or the Dreamcast or something like that. But that's not really the designer's fault of this. That's more down to Sony and how they designed this, and I guess they really didn't want you in here anyways to do mods like this, but in retrospect, it would have been nicer if they had done a design that was a little easier to take apart. So overall, I'd say definitely get this if you want a quieter PS2 experience. The install's a little finicky, like I said, but overall, I'd say it's definitely worth picking up if you're into the PS2. Anyways guys, thanks for watching, see you next time.